Have you ever wondered how to code? Does it just look complicated, confusing, or difficult? Let's start with the basics. What is coding? Well, according to Google, it says coding is the process or activity of writing computer programs. But how do you write these programs? Also, YouTube tells me that only a small percentage of my viewers are subscribed. So if you do learn something new, be sure to subscribe. There's something called a coding language. It's just like any other language. It has its own set of rules like grammar, which in the coding world is called syntax. But we'll get into that later. Now, there's several different types of coding languages to learn, and I've used a few popular ones like Java, JavaScript, Python, and C#. A few simple languages for beginners are Python and JavaScript. Well, because they're pretty straightforward and simple to learn. I've also done a few coding videos in the past, and in those I've used Python and Java, but really you can use any language you want. Now, you've chosen a language. Wonderful. But where do you write this code? You write it in something called an IDE, or an Integrated Development Environment. This IDE lets you write and run your code. It also helps catch errors in your code to fix them. Also, note that you will have to download your desired language on your computer. You can do this by simply searching the download link of the language you're using. Now, back to the IDE. Most likely, you're going to want an IDE that's specific to the language you're using. So let's say I'm going to use the coding language Java. A really good IDE for Java would be Eclipse. To find a good IDE for the coding language you're going to use, just simply type in Google IDEs for your language. You've done that? Great. Now download the IDE on your computer. Now, let's stop there. I'm now going to teach you what to write in that IDE you have. Every coding language has something called variables. Yes, it's the exact same thing in algebra. Variables contain information that can be changed. I'll show you an example. Let's say you're playing a game and you have a health bar. That health bar is a variable which stores the amount of health you have, but variables can store different types of numbers. The most common types are integers and floats. Integer variables are all numbers except decimal numbers, while floats are all numbers including decimal numbers. But all variables aren't just numbers, they can also be words, and these are called strings. So let's say you name a variable called name. Let's make the value of this variable called John. Now, this is a string variable because the value is words. In all coding languages, strings are surrounded by quotations. Why? Well, it's something to identify that the value of the variable is a string. There's also another type of variable. This one is called a Boolean. This type of variable simply states a variable true or false. If I have a variable called isRunning, I can make it true or false. Okay, enough variables. Time for other things, like the if statement. It's probably the most important part of coding besides variables. Now, you saw there I just said statement. In coding, a statement is simply a line of code, and an if statement is a line of code. But what is an if statement? It basically means that if something is true, then something will happen. Now, we can combine variables and if statements. Let's say I have a variable called b. Let's set its value to 2. Now let's put that variable into an if statement. If b is equal to 2, then b will be equal to 3. And after that, the if statement will no longer work, because b is not equal to 2 anymore. It's equal to 3. Moving on from the if statement. There's also a very useful statement in coding. It's called a function. Functions are mainly used to organize your code and just make it nice and clean. To make a function, all you have to do is give it a name and write code inside of your function. This basically saves all the code in the function, so later in your code you can do something called calling a function. This basically goes up into the function and runs all the code inside. Now we're going to move on to something called printing and the console. And the console is not like an Xbox or something. In coding, the console is a tool provided in every IDE that identifies errors, and it's a useful tool to check if parts of your code are functioning the way it's intended. This is where printing comes in. You can simply print text to the console, and the text will be there. For example, I can print "Hello World" to the console, and boom, it's on the console. But also keep in mind, printing things is written in different ways in other coding languages. Also, if you noticed, I put quotations around where I said hello world, and this applies to every coding language. Now, in different coding languages, every piece of code is written in different ways. This is where syntax comes into play. As I mentioned earlier, syntax is basically the grammar of a coding language. It's also the set of ground rules for writing in specific coding languages. Another part of syntax is called keywords. Keywords are certain words you type that your system will recognize. In many IDEs, simply typing the word if will color code it as a working statement. Now, that's all the knowledge you need to start coding. Now, I'm pretty sure I didn't cover everything. I just wanted it to keep it simple, but I will make a second part that covers other things. Let me know inside the comments what things you want in the next episode. Okay, goodbye.